Why don't men read anymore? Did you see this article in the New York Times? It was titled, The Disappearance of Literary Men Should Worry Everyone. It went viral in, spring 2025, maybe winter. The writer is a man, in quotes, David J. Morris. I assume he's quintuple vaxxed and probably convinced that Kamala Harris has an IQ above 6. The article is not worth reading. I'll try to remember to put a link to the archived version down in the description, but it's not even worth reading, guys. Here's a choice quote from the article. I welcome the end of male dominance in literature. Men ruled the roost for far too long. Fuck you, buddy. Nice corporate-approved opinion you got there. Real fucking brave, but I know why you said it. If you said anything else, you'd get canceled. You're a bootlicking coward. You only have correct opinions that cost you nothing. You're like Ryan Holiday. Here's another one. Male readers don't need to be paired with male writers. So first of all, eat shit, David. Second, why are you thinking about pairing males together? This guy spends a lot of his article crying about how scary the Orange Man is and how much he hates Joe Rogan. Bro, they are both 90s Democrats. Catch up, you stupid bitch. Imagine being so far up the corporate media's ass that you literally think a couple 90s Democrats like Rogan and Trump are scary. The absolute state of American hegemony. It's just a bunch of bootlicking luxury beliefs. And you're wrong. Boys do need to read male writers. Just don't say paired with. Paired with male readers need to be paired with male writers? What the fuck is wrong with you? Boys used to be given novels like Hatchet and For Whom the Bell Tolls in school. But then society decided boys were problematic and needed to be fixed. Society said healthy male behavior is toxic masculinity. So we fixed boys by drugging them with Ritalin. We forced them to sit all day in school. We got rid of recess. We made gyms safer. We removed shooting clubs from school. We took away healthy meals and replaced them with processed garbage. We browbeat them into declaring themselves male feminists. We told them their religion was evil and atheism would provide a sleek, gleaming future with hover cars and teleportation. Instead, we ended up with pregnant men. One by one, we systematically removed everything that helps boys grow up to be healthy and strong. And this was all done deliberately. And then guys like David ask, why are men checking out from society? Bro, when we are not wanted somewhere, we leave. By even talking about this, I could be banned. Maybe not from YouTube, maybe not from Substack, but definitely from Medium and Reddit, Instagram, Facebook, until recently when Zuckerberg and all his fucking friends decided, the pendulum is shifting, we need to get on the Trump train. Corporate whores. And also members of a tribe that we are not allowed to talk about. It's like Voldemort, they who must not be named. We're not allowed to discuss men's issues openly because men have male privilege. Sorry to contradict the all-consuming correct corporate narrative, but men are doing worse by nearly every metric, and it's not even close. More women are graduating from universities than men. Men are the victims of all violent crimes at higher levels than women. Yes, even sexual assault if we include prison. And this has been the state of affairs for my entire life, and I'm older than most people watching this video probably. Men are reading, but they're reading things that David tells us not to, because men know how people like David think. People like David have controlled all levers of society for a long time. We hate people like David because we know David hates us. So we ask ourselves, what is the ideology of my enemy? What is the exact opposite of their ideals? And then we run as far in that direction as possible. And the more it scares people like David, the more we know we're on the right path. Why aren't men reading? I go to Barnes & Noble a lot. Bookstores suck. Corporate bookstores and indie bookstores, they suck. Almost nothing in modern corporate bookstores appeals to men. I go to Barnes & Noble as often as I can because I like books, and every time I go there, I almost never see men. I mean, men who aren't wearing COVID masks. And I get it. Why would men want to shop at a place that hates them? The literary world has been designed to appeal to the Gen Z boss in a mini girls. The literary world is not about ideas anymore. It's not about difficult issues. It's about believing whatever Silicon Valley wants us to believe. It's about dancing with a spicy book for an Instagram reel. Good thing my husband doesn't know what's in this book, winky face. Everybody knows, you dipshit, dumbass dipshit. Everybody knows you're reading porn. Women read more. You're reading porn in public. You're reading porn on the subway. You're reading porn at work, and everybody knows. All your coworkers know that you're reading porn right now. You think we're stupid? You think that we think you're reading Immanuel Kant's Critique of Pure Reason? Women read more than men do. But yeah, women read more porn. That's why fully half of every bookstore's inventory is romance. What a fucking euphemism that is, by the way. Romance. Women are out here spending thousands of dollars every year for wank material. At least Coomers get their porn for free. I mean, besides the OnlyFans dudes. Deport all OnlyFans dudes. Here's the deal. Vote for me to be your dictator, and I will deport everyone who has ever had an OnlyFans or paid for OnlyFans. They are all going. We're deporting them all. Bye-bye. And then you see these chicks on Instagram or Substack, like these writer chicks. I write romantasy. You see that on AuthorTube a lot. Writers on YouTube who have the hashtag AuthorTube. I write romantasy. Okay, so you're just writing Harry Potter with more dicks. Good job. The old hegemony is dying. The pre-2025 hegemonic narrative was unsustainable. The correct beliefs had to be ruthlessly enforced because otherwise men start saying things that is dangerous, debunked disinformation. The hegemonic narrative is so weak that it crumbles under the slightest scrutiny. Just the slightest little question. Trump wants you to inject bleach. What? Trump wants you to inject bleach? No, you fucking idiot. Did you fall asleep in 3rd grade when the teacher taught us about brainstorming? You fucking idiot. You've never heard of brainstorming? George Floyd was murdered. No, you fucking idiot. Did you fall asleep during the video when George Floyd swallowed all his fentanyl pills? Did you fall asleep while reading the toxicology report? You fucking idiot. January 6th was an insurrection. So, okay, here's a thought experiment. If you think January 6th was a violent attack on our democracy, we agree that MAGA voters are heavily armed, right? Generally, they tend to be the guys with more guns than everybody else. So, if an election is being stolen from them, why would they plan an insurrection and not bring their guns? Are you clinically brain dead, or do you just pretend to be? Here's another quote from David's beautiful article. Men have regressed educationally, emotionally, and culturally. It sounds to me like David is admitting he has a skill issue. I agree that mainstream male writers have regressed educationally, emotionally, and culturally. That's because Western civilization as a whole is being deliberately sabotaged by people who hate it. But those people hold David's political beliefs. They are David's allies. Men are checking out of mainstream literature because people like David are being promoted by publications like the New York Times. People like David are all over the front page of YouTube. People like Gen Z Boss in a Mini are the hiring managers and the literary agents. But there is a silver lining. If you believe in the pendulum theory, you see 2025 as a backswing, a beginning of a very long backswing. Woke is over, gay is dead, trans is done. Call us racist, we don't care. Call us homophobes, and we will say, thank you for noticing. Call us fascists, and we will say, cry about it. If it makes you cry, we are on board with it. Are we actually racist, fascist, homophobes? Yeah, sure, why not? Fuck you. As you can tell, this is not the kind of channel that YouTube is gonna push. So if you could hit the subscribe button, if you could tell your other friends about my channel, like if this is fun for you, if you like this, hit the subscribe, tell your friends, vote for me to be your dictator, and we can put all of our enemies into cages for the rest of their lives. Who are those enemies? I don't know, everybody. We're gonna start by putting everybody into cages. How about that?